Fausto Pugliese, president of Cyber Trading University.
Most people always focus on the past, where as a professional day trader, we just focus on the future. You can do very well in trading, and you don't have to have a good amount of movement for the stock to go up.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fausto from Cyber Trading University, and another episode of our famous gurus here. I have an old guest here. I've known her for a very, very long time. Did so many events with her, Jody Samuels from FX Trading. And listen, it's been a long time since I had you on, Jody. It's so nice to see you again, to be here. First time on our podcast, which is great. Look forward, like I said, to have you here. So how's everything going? I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?
Yeah, everything's great, Fausto. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I think, I've seen you so many times at the Toronto money shows and at other trading expos. So it's good to see you on Zoom. I haven't been on this podcast before, as you've mentioned. So
yeah, it's so funny. A lot of people like the podcast type of thing that we're doing now, so we kind of change it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I tell you, I just came back actually from Toronto. They did the September one. I tell you, it looks like it's starting to pick up again. A great audience. I had over 100 people in the audience. I love going to Toronto. Those are so much fun. And the people are just great. You always kind of learn, even just us being educators, we always kind of learn a little bit more and more about them, and questions that they have, training that's going on. So we have a lot of Canadians here too, by the way. So, welcome aboard. But when was the last time you were up there?
I live here.
Up in Canada.
I live in Toronto.
I didn't know. Duh. I Did you come?
I'm from New York. I'm from the New York area. How I worked for a New York investment bank, and they transferred me up to Toronto for a 2 to 4 year job assignment. And I met my husband, and the rest is history. So I ended up staying here.
How long has that been?
A very long time, half my life.
Half your life. So it wasn't the 2 years. So you met 2 years, and in 2 years became the half your life. Not bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Not bad. One thing I don't understand about Toronto, and I've been going there for years. I've been going up to Canada probably maybe 25 years, maybe longer. It's like, being in New York, we got suburbs. We got Brooklyn, we got Manhattan. Toronto's just like Toronto. And it's so damn big. You know what I mean? Like, everybody thinks Toronto is a city, but like, I remember I did an event there, and I'm like, oh, I'm hosting an event in Toronto. Meanwhile, it's by the airport. It's like, oh yeah, that's Toronto. I'm like, it's like 45 minutes away, like an hour away. But where about Toronto? You live in the main city? You live outside the city?
I live in the city. Yeah. I remember coming up here at the very beginning when the manager in New York sent me up to Toronto to see the office. And I was in my 20s, and I was going to start the Forex trading desk up here, run it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember driving from the airport to downtown, and there was just no traffic. And I thought, oh, I might even like this city. There's very little traffic, because I was working on Wall Street for JP Morgan. And of course, like, I didn't have a car. So I was starting to like it. But now the traffic is horrendous coming from the airport to going downtown.
It's like that everywhere. It's even over here. It's the same thing. Like, and you know what? I think COVID had a lot to do with it, in a way of like, everybody's work from home now. So like in the middle of the day, there's traffic like 1 o'clock. Like, here I live on Long Island. It's like where are these people going? I mean, I rarely kind of like get out too much. I try to get, try to do something to get, to keep myself busy. But like, it's like traffic's everywhere. I know, like I said, I was just up there, and the traffic is just horrendous. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere time soon. More and more people want to drive their own cars, but listen, we just gotta make the best of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've been up in Toronto, right? So you went there in your 20s, and I know you basically have expanded out of your FX thing. Now you get into more of the asset management, stuff like that. So how did it come about? Like, what got you into the education industry? Because everyone here, there's so many people that think they know how to teach, and there's only so many people that know how to teach or want to teach or just do it for the money. You know what I mean? But how'd you open up, how'd you open up the FX Trader's Edge and then lead into the other stuff?
Okay, well, maybe I should take a step back and talk about how I got into trading to begin with, and forex trading,
Hmm.
because I stumbled into trading right after university. I studied finance as an undergraduate at Wharton, and I was set to start a career in cost accounting on the West Coast. So this is quite unusual. And I was the president of this organization that arranged internships, and I got an internship with a Norwegian bank in the foreign exchange, the arbitrage department. So I was there for almost 4 months, and I was so it was such an exciting, fast-paced business that I said, "I gotta move to New York and look for a job in trading." And that's what I did, and I got the job with JP Morgan. I was with them for almost 15 years,
That's a
and
long time.
yeah, well, it was a great career. I had a great
Hmm.
career. Um And how did I start my education business? I mean, I guess I still had the foreign exchange bug in me, but I should say that there was a transition into starting my own business. After leaving JP Morgan, I opened up my futures trading account and I traded 20 different futures markets for 2 years. I worked out of my husband's office downtown Toronto. So I did that for 2 years and I said, you know what? I'm by myself. I'm trading by myself. I was paying $2,500 a month for data. And if you can believe that, back then in the mid 90s, mid to late 90s.
Oh,
And
I
I
know.
yeah, right. You probably did too.
I
And
did too.
yeah, and I just, I don't know, one thing led to another, and I just decided to, I have a really creative aspect to myself. I love creativity. Even when I worked at the bank, I was writing newsletters. I was a trader on the forex desk. There were 20 traders, and then I managed the desk. So I was a trader, but I had this creative side, and like I said, I did newsletters, and I would find any opportunity to do things creatively. So I opened up my forex trading business, the FX Trader's Edge, and started trade. I took everything that I learned, which was Elliott wave analysis based, and I created programs and I just went with it. That was my creative side in action.
So how long you been in the industry for now? I mean, as more the educational side.
The educational side, I guess I launched my first course in 2012.
2012. So, I mean, like being around and doing this for a long time. I mean, I like you basically sound a little bit like me. We all start working from a brokerage firm, and I've been there like you've been. I spent, we had to spend $1,000 just on level 2 quotes. Today, you get it for free. Bloomberg terminal, 2,000 a month. And what kills me today is some people don't realize is that you got to spend money to get the right tools. I mean, there's nothing free in this world. And when you look how much you just said, how much you spent back then, that's like spending like 5,000-6,000 today. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, it's not cheap. But getting into how you got the education and started building that business. I mean, the way I fell into it is this. Sometimes, like you just said yourself, you can't trade by yourself, right? Is that how you got into it and you start teaching other people and start getting people to trade like you?
Yeah, absolutely. Building a community, starting with the community. And also I started a coaching program. That's really maybe how it started. I started a coaching program. So I was meeting all these traders and it was just so much fun because I had been through it all. Like I had been through it all. And they would tell me about their trading experience and nothing that anybody told me was new to me. I had experienced it myself. So I was able to give back to them and tell them what I had done to overcome things. And then I wrote a book called The Trader's Pendulum, The 10 Habits of Highly Successful Traders. And that was based on my trading experience. That came out at the end of 2015. My trading experience and also my coaching experience working with other traders to confirm what I had learned. So my career has evolved. Like It's evolved. And you mentioned that I'm trading I'm trading my own money. I'm not trading money. I'm not in asset management. I'm trading my own stock portfolio and my futures accounts. Yeah.
So regarding about like you doing all this coaching, because that's how basically I started. It became like one person, and you learn so much, understanding like, my God, I made the same mistakes and everything like that with those people. And then like you said, it is a lot of fun because because you're changing people's lives, because people have an interest in it. If they're serious, they'll do it. But like, what have you found has been like the biggest challenge that people have had, becoming by teaching them that who became successful, who didn't become successful?
Yeah, it's really it's a question of process, looking at the process that one is following, and not I- my book is about the protagonist is gets into the technical traders trap, which is what most traders do. They go from strategy to strategy. And what they don't realize that it's not the strategy, it's mastering themselves that's the most important thing to trading success and developing patience. Or if somebody is a perfectionist like I used to be and I've worked on it, I've you know learning how to not be a perfectionist. If the market goes up and you miss the move, so figure out a way to capture most of the move. Take three
Mhm.
positions and leave a third open so that you're not kicking yourself afterwards if the market continues to move up, and set stop losses. Risk management is just as important as the trading strategy. So this is what traders don't understand. Even today, traders coming into the market don't understand that. I meet with traders, I'm showing them my tools, and if they can't make quick money immediately, they're out of there. That's it.
So getting back to your tools, and I know we're going to share everybody your tools. So like we all have a style, a strategy. Like how long did it take you to find that right strategy that worked for you? Because there are a lot of people listening in here, and they all go out there, and one person's got one type of strategy. One person say, "Hey, I do good at forex," and they try it, they lose. Let me do options, and then I mean, like, and I tell them that's good that you try a little bit. As long as you do a little bit, you try a little bit of everyone's stuff, see if it's your style. Because sometimes these people get overwhelmed, or they get so excited. They're like, "Wow, I can make this much money with this little money and this and that." And I know that that's not the case. I mean, when it's too good to be true, it usually is. So tell us a little bit about your life cycle, how you got to where you found that worked best for you, because I think some people here need to understand what's going to take them to find out what works for them.
Okay. So I'm pretty conservative in that respect, in the sense that when I started working for JP Morgan on the desk, we hired an analyst from the Chicago Board of Trade, and he's in the markets today as an institutional analyst. So he's still around, but he trained us in Elliott wave analysis and market cycles. And pivot points. I learned about pivot points way back then in the 80s. So I learned about Elliott wave analysis, and I was like like an academic in a way. I loved going to school. So I studied Elliott wave analysis, and I saw how the markets reacted to traders' emotions. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. So I continued to build on that throughout my career, and my tools today really they mimic the market roadmap, which is the 8-wave market cycle, which is all based on Elliott wave analysis. So my whole thing is I'm not a consummate wave counter. So my whole thing
Mhm.
is use my strategy to count the waves without really counting the waves. And that's what
And
I'm
how
going to
long?
show you. Yeah.
And I definitely want to show. But how long did it take you to before you understood and got good at it? Because everybody wants to kind of learn like, you know, yesterday. How long you feel like it takes before someone actually will become very like consistent or just knows what they're doing?
So for a trader just starting out, give yourself a year. Give yourself a year to really learn the strategy, back test the strategy, forward test the strategy, see how you trade the strategy. Because if you put 10 people trading the same strategy, you're going to get 10 different results, because you'll see that it's not about the strategy. It's about how you trade the strategy. If you're patient and waiting for setups, or if you jump the gun, pull the trigger too soon because you think something is going to, happen. So you're thinking too much. The best thing to do with trading is to try not to react so much. And learning about oneself, I mean, it can take a year to really learn how you trade the strategy. So
And
even
how
with my
long?
strategy, and my
Yeah.
strategy is good for, stock trading, for long-term position taking, for day trading. It's really good for kind of anything.
And how much like do you think that's more of a full-time job, more of a part-time job for somebody? Like how much time should they put into this if they really want to kind of learn it?
Well, I think at the beginning, when you're going through the education, you just have to. I yeah, I think that even an experienced trader should budget, like set up a calendar on the weekend for the week to come, and budget some education time. So if you've taken a course, budget some education time to go through that course over and over and over again, because you're going to pick up things that you missed the first time. Then budget time for trading. You don't need to trade full time, and especially now. uh, okay, so if you trade stocks, you can swing trade stocks. You don't need to sit there all day long as a day trader day trading stocks. If you trade futures, you can trade 1 or 2 hours a day, so you can have a full-time job and still trade. But the learning part is imperative. That's key, just key. And to continue learning, even if it's reviewing the course over and over again.
Yeah, I tell
And I'm
everybody you
not
got.
saying jumping from strategy to strategy. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I always tell everybody you're going to spend more time on learning than trading. You know what I mean? Eventually, you might. That's usually where it takes. It's like playing sports. I mean, you got that game, but you're practicing all week. You know what I mean? And that's where it comes in. It's just that small window, certain times during the day that you obviously trade. Now, regarding about the market, I mean, you've been seeing what's going on right now, Jody. I mean, it's
Mhm.
been you got President-elect Trump that's in there. Market took off. You had Bitcoin that took off. You had Elon Musk is. I mean, everything just across the board. Where do you see this market's going? I mean, do you think it's going to continue to go higher? Do you think you think you're going to see some consolidation going on? I mean, you're trading every day, so what do you see happening?
Well, I think we're seeing a move into um, like make America great stocks, domestic stocks. So that would be the small caps, the Russell. The Russell has had been out underperforming Nasdaq and the S&P for like all year, traded
Hmm.
sideways, and we finally saw a break. We saw a breakout after the election results. So I think, I don't know, but maybe that trend will continue. Maybe it's time for the Russell to catch up. Um, if we look back, I don't want to make predictions, but we are the market is still bullish, but we will see corrections. We will see pullbacks. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe into the end of the year, the markets will continue to move higher, and then in the first quarter, maybe we'll see some pullbacks. But I think there's going to be a switch, maybe a switch into some of the domestically driven stocks. Yeah.
I said the same thing, Jody. I look at it the same way. You have a new regime coming in, so you're going to see all these things that he wants to do. Right? It's making all these stocks move, and that the honeymoon phase is going to kick in for about 2-3 weeks. And then obviously you have the inauguration that's going to come in. And then obviously these policies got to kick in. Just like you said, it's going to probably things going to back off. And I tell everybody that's a good thing. I mean, you need a little bit of sell off to build a foundation to see, okay,
Yeah.
listen, everybody's looking to take profits. So you get that little stability and then to see where it holds there. If it holds strong, it doesn't make lower lows or we get any catastrophes, like you said, it could be another bull market, because this is not a sprint. It's could be, it's a marathon. It takes time. So I totally agree with that. Now, regarding about your style of trading, Jody, could you kind of just show us a little bit, like, what do you see and how you do it? Like, what kind of, basically, you could share your screen with us and kind of show the way you're trading your own money, and how people could trade their own money, and how you're using Elliott Wave and all that good stuff.
Sure. Okay, let me share my screen. I put something together.
Oh, perfect. That's even better.
Yeah. So let's see. Can you see now? I'm going to turn my head because it's on a different screen. Okay, Cyber Trading Podcast. Can you see that?
We will now. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, great. Okay, here's the disclaimer. Oh, that's me with my book, The Trader's Pendulum. All right, so let me just show you a little bit about the market map that I use and that all of our tools are set up to follow. So first of all, Warren Buffett is a contrarian. He says, be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. So that's similar to the way the 8-wave market cycle works. It can be an emotional pendulum. Trading can be an emotional pendulum. I had to deal with my emotions in the 80s and 90s when I worked for the bank, and I say that the rest of my career is learning how to moderate my emotions. So this is the 8-wave market map that I was talking about. This is the trend move, and I'm not an Elliott Wave consummate Elliott Wave counter. I'm not. But when we're up here and the market is really bullish, they load up. They're greedy, they're optimistic, they're exuberant. This was where this is where people just jump in, and then we have the correction. And all corrections in Elliott Wave, not all take this form, but this is the most common, where we have an A, B, C zigzag formation, where the market moves down and the market comes back up, and this is where traders get back in to buy again, and this is called the bull trap. And then we trade down. So I want to show you, and down here is where we're supposed to be buying. And this is where traders are fearful and they bail. So I just want to show you some examples. Okay, so this is the market map on the right, and this is our Wavy Tunnel Pro elite strategy on the left, and this is the NASDAQ futures. So at the top of the market, we get a purple arrow, and this happens automatically. We get a purple arrow, and then this is the wave, this is the tunnel. The market does this 3-wave correction, and we get this gray arrow. And so our indicators show us when it's time to buy here. And this is the deep pullback that we get. And we see this on any time frame. We see it on the smaller time frames for day trading. So this is what I like to look for. Now, I just want to show you, this is the SPY, okay? So this, this is the weekly chart. So up here, we had a purple arrow. It turned gray because we made a new high. And it's the time to buy. Like, this was in October of 2022. Remember, 2022 was the worst year in history for stocks. I mean, in our recent history. So we had a major sell-off, and then it was over. It was time to buy, and that was the bottom. We had the same bottom on the daily chart in August of 2024 this year. Remember when we had the sell-off? Same bottom. I mean, when we come down here, if you're overall bullish, the mind is thinking sell, 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 but the indicators are saying no, this is the time to buy. So it's really it's not easy, but it's important to align the mind, the thinking, with what the market is telling us. And then if we go down to a 4-hour chart in November, we had the same. This was November, I forgot the date, but this was the 4-hour chart, and this was also, this is before the election, also a time to think about buying. And then look what happened. And then if we want to look at the smaller time frames, this is the 15-minute for day trading. Same pattern. This is just one pattern that I'm showing you. One of our trade setups. We have 6 of them, but this is one of my favorite. And then this is a 2-minute chart. okay, for day trading. Now I look at this on the I look at this on the the NQ and the ES and the indices, the futures markets when I'm trading, and I'm seeing the same patterns. So we have scanners also. This is a scanner for those of you that are swing traders in stocks. You can run this scan. I'll show you which platforms we're on. So these were the stocks that set up. I ran it a couple days ago. And let me just show you the pattern, the same pattern. Now, I'm not saying that I like to wait for confirmation. So this can still go lower. So I wait for confirmation. I like the green filter to come down. Well, we teach you how to enter. Like this is just saying this is setting up. It's not saying buy right now. Like you need a confirmation to buy. But this is the pattern that I wanted to show you. So this is what our scanner shows. It shows the ideal market map where we have the correction afterwards, and this could be a time to buy. And this is another pattern that shows up on the scanner. Okay, and there's a lot to talk about here. Now, obviously, when you see stocks that are on a run, in a bullish run, you want to be buying on the pullbacks, buying into the wave. And if we're in a very steep trend, you want to be buying into the filter. And then the only problem with that, there's no problem with that. The only problem is if you don't get out once we make this massive retrace. And that's where the wavy tunnel comes in, because you see this purple arrow and then a red. These are our semaphores. When we trade down below the wave, it's telling us we're going to go below the tunnel. So this is just a place to put a protective stop if you're long in swing trading or position taking. You can get out of your position too. Yeah, so that's that. I do have if you want, I can. Do you want me to show you what I'm offering now, or should I show you some
Yeah,
futures
show
markets?
exactly how you offer, how people get access to this. So is this your specific platform, or is this on the on a specific brokerage firm? The scanner.
The scan. Okay, I'm going to show you what the scanner is on MetaTrader 4 for those of you that trade Forex. It's on TradeStation, it's on
Okay.
MotiveWave, and it's on NinjaTrader. So we have the scanners on these 4 platforms, irrespective of which broker you use. They're on these 4 platforms. I'm not a broker, and I don't recommend brokers. We just create the indicator suite and the scanners for these platforms. And then we have the indicators on Wealth Charts. So, but no scanner. So our scanners are on here. I'm trading on NinjaTrader with the futures markets, but I'm looking at the scanner for my stocks on these. And if I'm trading Forex, I'm looking at MetaTrader 4. And we have a great we have a trading room for Forex 4 times a week, 2 times in London, 2 times in New York. And Neil is really a master of the Wavy Tunnel Pro, and he runs the trading room. So what we're offering is exclusive access to our market roadmap and timing tools, understand how the markets trade in cycles, use our proprietary combination of cycle high and low indicators with momentum indicators to warn of market tops and bottoms, works with stocks, futures, ETFs, Forex, and cryptocurrencies, works for day swing and position trading, find precise entry points for option strategies, embrace the suite of professional tools to trade like a pro. And in terms of the trading rooms, I mentioned we have the Forex trading room 4 times a week, 2 times in London, 2 times in New York. And I've just started to have a futures room. It's more of on Mondays. Every Monday I've been meeting with our futures traders to just find setups in the market and to teach them, more about the Wavy Tunnel Pro. So we're offering a first month trial for $49. And some of the bonuses, we have tool scanner training. We have live training for all of the Wavy Tunnel Pro trade plans, and it's a really modified training program. We do have an extensive training program, but this isn't it. But we have like 6 training videos. I took the best from all of our trading and put training and created 6 different videos to explain all of the different setups. We have a dedicated Discord channel, and you're going to get a one-on-one coaching session with me. And as I mentioned, the trading room, and I meet on Mondays for the futures traders. So the first month is $49, and then it's $99 a month. That's the price for the scanner tools. That's the
Oh,
price. Okay.
cool. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And you can always reach me at Jody at fxtradersedge.com. Oh, this is me. This was 5 years ago, pre-COVID, when I was in Dubai teaching. Yeah.
How was Dubai?
What?
You went to Dubai?
I went to Dubai twice. I gave the keynote speech to 80. Yeah. I gave a keynote speech on Wall Street in Dubai.
That sounds pretty
To
cool.
80 people. It was very cool. And then I was brought back to teach a bunch of traders how to trade. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. But you
Yeah.
know what? I love to travel too. You meet so many interesting people when it comes to from all around the world. And you know what? You got to start from somewhere. And everyone here, just we'll post up that link. Everybody here, if everybody wants to, benefit from Jody's promo that she's giving, just click on that link. Try it out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say the link. It's wavytunnelpro.com/elite.
No, we have it up there.
Okay.
We have it there. There you go. Now, all right. So before we go, Jody, a couple of little rapid fires I like to do with my guests. So, what is a couple of has somebody emailed me a question here and wanted to ask you. So, what is your favorite way to start your trading day?
Okay. Meditating.
Meditating.
Okay. Meditating. That's what I do. I meditate between 30 minutes and an hour and 15 minutes. I don't want to say every day, but I try to get in a meditation every day because that clears my mind. And that's what I need to do to start my trading day. What can I say? And then I review the overnight markets and check the economic news releases. And then I look at my Wavy Tunnel Pro charts and I set them up for the trading day.
Okay. So that's the first I heard anyone meditate for a while, but that's that's very interesting. That's really cool. I like that. I bet there's some people here that do that. But now my next question to you is this: we all lose. It happens. How do you get your mind back into trading when you don't have a good day? So how do you get back into it? So it's like, you're not saying, it's game over and I'm out of business.
I meditate.
You meditate again.
Same answer.
All
I mean,
right.
I had a bad day. Okay. I was just feeling really anxious and I didn't like the way the markets were. So at 12 o'clock, I just said, I got to meditate. And I meditated for a half an hour and that was it. Like I let go of whatever happened that morning and I was able to move on. I mean, that's the most important thing, to be able to let go of it and not carry it around so that it affects your next trade.
No, that's a great way of looking at it, because I do something like very similar to, like, I have my own home living channel. I love gardening. I love backyard chickens. I cook and stuff. That's how I kind of meditate. I just kind of like, just go out there, get your mind out of it. Don't think of nothing else. Just do what you enjoy. Some people like golf. You like to meditate, whatever it is. So that's great advice. So I like that. One last question: what's your favorite movie for trading?
For trading?
Yeah. What do you recommend that someone to use, or a book other than your book?
I like the John Murphy books.
Okay.
On trading.
Okay.
They're older. Like you probably don't know about them. And Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. I started with that book. And that's a great book for day trading.
Yeah.
Reminiscences of a stock operator.
I find a lot of the older books is the older style of trading. I think a lot of the new ones, there's really not too many new ones out there. I know I haven't wrote a book in almost like 15 years. I'm going to come out with a new one myself. But you know what it is? Not that much has changed, Jody, from like back in the old days till today, other than ticket charges got cheaper. You don't got to be licensed to do this. You know, like you're trading your own money on your own and stuff like that. Technology got better, stuff like that. Communication got better. So yeah, definitely
Let
worked
me
out.
ask you a question though. With AI and data mining and all that, how do you think the markets will be affected with artificial intelligence going forward?
That's a great question. I do a lot of presentations for NASDAQ about teaching how to, how to trade on their platform on NASDAQ Book Viewer. And I've been getting a lot of emails of they had a lot of events on AI. Intel's there, Adobe's there. I mean, they're all there. And I'm still learning myself how they're going to get involved. I mean, listen, what we do with high frequency trade is pretty much like AI, algorithms and, high frequency trades. It's kind of always been the black boxes. If you remember back in the old day, like that's a little bit of the AI business, back then. But I don't know. I mean, it's still evolving. Only thing I could do is I could tell you it's going to end up helping us a little bit because it will kind of like assist us a little bit more of making the right decisions of our style, what we're looking for, and that just got to be on top on top of the curve. That's all. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the key.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But it's coming sooner than later. I can tell you that.
I know.
But Jody, thank you so much for being here. We got to have you back again. Everyone, make sure you take up on Jody's promo right there. Try her out. Do a little sample. Worst thing that can happen is you learn something. And if it is something your style, like I said, just go and use her. She's been here for a long time. Jody, thank you so much for being here. And we'll have this recorded. We'll be sharing with everybody. We'll make a couple of highlight videos as always. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Telegram, all of them. We'll have them all posted up there for all of your enjoyment. Thanks everybody for listening. Jody, thanks for coming, and hopefully see you another day up in Toronto again, huh?
Thank you so much.